When a business faces financial collapse, the pressure doesn't come from a single direction. It's an immediate, high-stakes collision of frozen cash flows, mounting liabilities, and demanding creditors. At the center of this collision are non-performing assets, or NPAs, loans where the borrower has stopped making payments. The moment a company's debt turns into an NPA, an immense weight crashes down on the entire corporate structure. This creates a severe structural problem. The institutional creditors on one side understand the mechanics of money recovery, but they often lack frontline courtroom strategy. On the other side, the legal defense knows the exact letter of the law, but they might miss the intricate internal mechanics of how banking institutions operate. Because neither side fully speaks the other's language, the process stalls out. Negotiations break down, claims get tangled in endless litigation, and what could have been a structured recovery turns into a catastrophic loss for everyone involved. Finding a way out of that gridlock requires someone who has stood inside both of those silos. Operating out of Chandigarh, Ashok Kakkar bridges that exact divide. Before ever stepping foot in a courtroom to argue insolvency law, he spent 4 straight decades building an elite career inside the institutional banking sector itself. He spent those 40 years directly managing corporate advances, strategizing large-scale debt recovery, and handling complex fraud management from the inside out. Even after officially retiring from banking, his expertise kept him embedded in financial operations, serving an additional 3 years as a concurrent auditor for Punjab National Bank. He knows exactly how a creditor analyzes a distressed asset because he spent a lifetime being the one doing the analysis. He understands the financial anatomy of a default from the ground up. By 2018, he had a decision to make. Instead of settling into a quiet retirement, he looked at the growing complexity of corporate distress and saw a distinct need for his insider knowledge in the legal arena. So he went back to the classroom. He pursued formal legal education, successfully earning both his Bachelor of Laws and Master of Laws degrees. This academic return allowed him to take a career's worth of practical, institutional financial strategy and lock it securely within the strict procedural framework of the court system. His retirement was actually a highly calculated pivot, forging a dual capability that very few professionals in the market possess. Today, he practices as a registered advocate at the district courts in Sector 43, Chandigarh, and serves as an appointed oath commissioner for the Punjab and Haryana High Court. Alongside his legal practice, he holds a highly specialized certification as an insolvency professional, registered with the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India. This allows him to utilize the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code to aggressively represent clients in complex NCLT liquidation proceedings and navigate debt recovery tribunal cases. When drafting a resolution plan or verifying claims, he applies a veteran banker's forensic scrutiny to the paperwork. He spots financial maneuvers and leverage points that a purely traditional legal mindset would entirely overlook, constructing airtight strategies for his clients. His work extends far beyond his own individual caseload. He actively teams up with chartered accountants and senior legal consultants, combining their specific talents to rescue distressed businesses. To maximize his reach, he has built a strong digital footprint, launching platforms like Legal Wisdom Hub and Kakkar Legal Solutions to freely share insights on banking law and corporate recovery. Rather than relying on outdated methods, he constantly explores new AI tools and creative platforms to strip away the jargon and make complex insolvency regulations simple for the public to digest. He has positioned himself as an intellectual resource, converting decades of hard, on-the-ground data into a highly accessible, tech-forward format for the next generation. He often notes that the driving purpose of his current work is to guide others, to learn together, and to ensure that raw, hard-earned experience ultimately becomes wisdom. Successfully navigating corporate debt and financial restructuring requires someone who has lived the entire life cycle of a loan, from approval to default, and finally to legal resolution. Whether you are a business facing financial hurdles, a professional dealing with regulatory compliance, or a student seeking expert mentorship, his doors are open for collaboration. To tap into this rare intersection of legal and banking mastery, reach out directly to discuss how Ashok Kakkar can assist you in navigating your most complex financial challenges.